Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to From the Couch, episode 9. Today we got Peter and we got Aiden. Welcome back, Aiden. Missed a week. Glad to see you here this week.
Glad to be back.
And we're going to get straight into things. A lot of news has occurred this week. Some big things that have occurred, especially in the NCAA. Peter, why don't you start us off with our rapid fire news?
So the NCAA just this week finalized the rule changes for March Madness. The field of 68, guys. Can we get a moment of silence? And some thoughts and prayers. The field of 68 is now up to 76. As we discussed in last week's episode, that was an ongoing discussion. The NCAA just ratified this, which was the overall feel. So now we're going to have more playing games, as I mentioned in last week's podcast. Be sure to go check that out on YouTube and Spotify. The 10 through 13 seeds are now up for grabs, as well as the 6 seed games. In other news, we got the NHL playoffs going on, guys. Colorado is up right now 2-0. Vegas is up 2-1 on Minnesota. And the Sabres and Canadiens, as we're recording this, are playing right now. That series is tied up 1-1, and the Hurricanes are being absolute juggernaut right now in the NHL playoffs. They're up 3-0 on the Flyers. Salute, because it's not looking good, guys. But the Hurricanes are absolute wagon right now, and that is your rapid fire news.
Heck yeah. I want to give a quick shout real quick. I mean, I know I don't know as much about the NHL as maybe you guys, but who do you guys have as your favorite as the champion this year?
As the favorite, or who we want to win?
Who do you want to win?
I'm pulling for Montreal, the Canadiens, because I have friends that are Canadiens fans. So I'm rolling with the Habs. However, I think the Hurricanes are going to probably take it all because they are just absolutely disgusting right now. In general, they've been unbelievable all year. So
I want the Sabres so bad to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs or Stanley Cup final, because that would be electric. But I think it's going to probably be Hurricanes and Avalanche, because those are like two of the best teams in the NHL right now. And I really want Carolina. I think that Carolina's been like right there, and they just haven't gotten past the ceiling. But Carolina, the Hurricanes, want them.
Well, don't forget about those Canadians, because they sure know how to play hockey. Am I right?
No.
Unless in the Olympics, in which case they don't know. But
that's right.
Yes, they do know how to play hockey.
Yep. They know how to get silver medals.
They could do that. Right. Certainly could do that. Be the runner-up.
Shout out to USA Hockey, and shout out to the U.S. women's team for also winning that gold.
And shout out to the U.S. paraplegic team. I'm pretty sure is what it was, or the disabled.
team. No,
the Paralympics.
Paralympics. That's the one.
You got it.
You got it. Right. I was in the same. I was on the right track. I was on the right track. Anyways,
got there.
Oh my gosh!
To start us off here, gentlemen, let's talk about the NFL and the referee union. They just agreed to a new contract. It'll begin this season and in 2032. What do y'all gentlemen think of that?
Go ahead,
Thank
Peter.
God we didn't get replacement refs, is what I'm saying. Thank God we didn't get that, because if again, you guys remember back in the day when we had the replacements where we got the Fail Mary situation, those were replacement refs. So thank God we didn't go down that route, because the NFL is in a good spot right now in terms of like the talent, in terms of teams being somewhat competitive throughout the year. And if we got replacement refs, we would have gotten some games where it's like, this is like unwatchable in terms of like seeing our favorite teams go out on the field and play for 60 minutes.
I think my biggest gripe, I mean, it's good that they signed this, but it's clearly there's something going wrong right now in the NFL. It's been in the past couple of years. You could probably say a little bit more this past year too. There is just a lot of bad calls, a lot of missed calls, and the refs have been getting called out about it. You know, now you've had players come out and talk about this too, and a lot of these times they could result in like a suspension or something because they're shouting at the refs and remarking that their job is they're not doing a great job essentially. So with this new contract, I mean, I'm just hoping that we're going to see a better job done from these refs, and hopefully playing this game at an actual legit stable state. And yeah, I mean, I just kind of hope that going forward, these refs are going to be doing their best work and making sure that this game is being played fair for every team.
So what I have heard also regarding this contract, as well as the fact that um, the referees are going to sort of get like a training camp scenario, with the fact that they're going to start actually getting up to date with the rules, start getting up to date with certain other things that the NFL would like for them to emphasize, at least going into the year. Because prior to this contract, the NFL, when the season ended, they had a no like contact rule with the officials at all starting the off season. They would only start communicating with them once training camp starts opening up for these NFL teams. Now it's like the NFL is like, no, we're in constant communication with them. We're going to make sure that they are up to date with the rules and the criteria of what we're looking for the following year. But as well, on top of that, they're also going to start bringing in like these bench refs. Essentially, they're going to have a whole roster of NFL referees that are going to be like sort of like replacement refs for underperforming refs that are in the NFL. You've seen that a lot when it comes to certain NFL referees. They have completely different crews when they get into the playoffs because they want the highest, professional, best referees when you're in the NFL playoffs, because that's what the NFL and the fans want. Now it's like, hey, if this official in the regular season is underperforming, you're going to get benched and you're going to get sort of like a tune-up in terms of what the rules are. And then this referee that's on the bench is going to now be a part of this specific crew, if that makes sense to you guys.
I don't really have much to add on that. I thought Levi, made a good point where you just can't have a situation where players, in particular, I think of the situation with Puka, calling out the refs and talking about how, they just want to make their mark on the game, and you really just can't have that. So I think this is that's really good news to hear. I think it's good if they're going to make sure they're staying nice and tuned up all year. Just make sure we're calling fair games, making sure that we're calling consistent games is important. If you're gonna make a bad call, sure, but if you're calling those bad calls consistently, like for both teams, then it's technically not a bad call at that point. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we see consistency, I think that would be a much better situation than I think we find ourselves in at this current point in time. But yeah.
There's two good examples of where the refs had shown probably doing a fairly bad job. Coincidentally, both of these games were from the Ravens. It was their game against the Bills, where I believe it was Isaiah Likely. He was just short. They ruled him out. I believe that was correct for the touchdown.
You talking about week 1 when it was like his tippy toes?
Yeah.
He was
Didn't they
out.
rule that they ruled
Yeah,
him? Okay.
They ruled him out.
Okay, so they
But
ruled
he
him
was
out.
out.
But so
I think
okay,
I think the two prime examples of the referees doing a bad job was, I think, the Saints and Rams NFC Championship game, where they completely blew the pass interference, and then the second one
you're
was
talking
probably
about
the
this
failed
past
there.
year, though. I think he's talking about this past year.
Oh,
but
this past year.
But that is a good example. But the other one, it is actually it was the Ravens. It was the Steelers game, the final week, and I believe it was also came from Isaiah Likely or something like that. I don't know if you guys remember the specific example.
I do not.
All I remember was Tyler Loop missing the kick, and then you guys were in utter jubilation.
That's honestly true. Everything else that happened goes past our heads.
If we're talking about historical situations, you obviously got like the Des Bryant situation. You have like Peter brought up the AFC or NFC Championship game with the Rams and the Saints. You have the Jesse James no call, or the Jesse James called not a catch against the Patriots.
I didn't need a flashback to that.
There's definitely a lot in there that, I mean, we could probably go every year by year, and there's probably been a bad call every single year that is like crucial to the season. But I don't think we can really, I think that's disingenuous to go back on history like that, because as long as they keep improving and those become less and less, then so be it. I personally, this past year, I can't recall any like egregiously bad calls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I agree. I
Yeah,
thought that last year was like one of the best years that we've gotten in terms of officiating from the NFL because, yeah,
yeah,
certain teams like get screwed in certain situations, but it's not like this one call completely altered the whole entire course of the game. It's just more so
yeah,
the fact that we had bad coaching decisions happen more often than bad officiating calls.
yeah. That's just me personally. Like, I don't recall any like, yeah, egregiously bad calls, but yeah,
I mean, as long as it's not a consistent thing where we're continuing to have bad calls, I'm hoping that this contract is going to increase the integrity of the game and is really just going to help the refs with their knowledge of the sport and help also benefit the teams for any calls that may have been missed or are just bad calls in general. So I really hope this contract changes a lot for the sport this year. Other news that's going on this year, our Steelers potentially is going to have Aaron Rodgers coming back to Pittsburgh.
Hey, I don't associate. I'm not a Steelers fan.
this is
I got no horse in
Says
this
you.
race. I got no
Says
horse
you.
in this race. I don't support being held hostage in terms of a player wanting to get paid. I don't support
Amen,
hostage
Peter.
negotiation.
Amen, Peter.
All I know is the fact that I'm going to give you guys the floor to rant about the Steelers and the fact that, and then I'll give my 2 pieces as an outside person looking in terms of what they should be doing. So,
Aiden,
the floor is
Aiden,
yours.
I know you have more thoughts on this than maybe I will, but I'd love to
This
hear your opinion.
is the worst, quite possibly the worst decision the Steelers could possibly make to even open up the ability to Aaron Rodgers to come back. The biggest reason being contract alone. Why do we need some egregiously expensive contract on a 41-year-old quarterback who can't move? He doesn't have the arm he used to have. And we're bad anyways. We're bad. We are not a good we're not a good football team. That is the truth, right? We are uh, a year after year just okay team. And there is a point where just being okay isn't enough anymore. And I'm at that point where I would much rather see our team go, 3-14 and get a good draft pick than go 10-8, make the wild card, or 10-7, make the wild card and losing the wild card. It's just not fun anymore. It's not entertaining. Who cares that there's like last year I was on the boat of, well, at least there's a chance, What if they get hot? At least we're in the wild card. There's a chance. I'm kind of sick of that, especially after this year. Because, I can't wait to go into the wild card game and watch us get blown out 35-3 by the Bills. Like, how exciting. Who would have seen that coming? Like, I'm just not interested in it. And so I would have much rather, I'm a big Will Howard fan, helps being an Ohio State guy. But again, he was our training camp MVP guy last year. Like he has some good rapport in the locker room already. Why not give him a chance? Shoot, you went and drafted in the third round, Drew Aller. Why not give him the reins? Say, hey, I can't even believe I'm saying that. But like it's the truth. Like, why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, actually, we already know quarterbacks don't get really developed in the NFL. When was the last time we saw a quarterback truly be developed? Like, you just don't really see it anymore. So why not just give him a chance? Say, hey, go out, try and win us some ball games. We're not expecting to be good, Like, and what if they do surprise? What if we are 10-8 again or 10-7 this year, but it's under Will Howard? I would much rather be 10-7 under Will Howard than 10-7 under Aaron Rodgers, because that means he is showing good signs. He is showing good stuff. That is a positive sign. 10-7 under Aaron Rodgers means, dear Lord, we might give this guy another contract, and we don't need to be doing that because he's washed. He's washed.
He's going to be 42 years old next season.
Yeah, he's washed. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the Steelers making these stupid decisions. Why are we so worried about paying a quarterback when we could go out and pay another excellent wide receiver to bolster up our receiving core? Go out and find an actual really, really solid, another Le'Veon Bell, We could have gone after Kenneth Walker in the free agency. We could have. No, but instead we're more worried about, is Aaron Rodgers coming back? Let's see what Rodgers wants to do. Let's make sure we give him the decision. No. we do nothing in the off season, and then we go and draft not to mention this going in tune with that, we declined Broderick Jones' 5th-year option, and so he was a first-round draft pick. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I have a lot I could say about this, and I could go forever and ever. All I'm going to say, and in conclusion, terrible decision. Burn the organization. Sell the team. I don't care whatever you got to do. It's over. I'm off the boat.
Levi, go ahead.
I just need to point out, Aiden and I are true, passionate, diehard Steelers fans. We love this team to death, but I say all this in mind because I have been annoyed with this team since Ben Roethlisberger retired. You know why? Because they have been too safe. You go after Ben Roethlisberger retires, you go after a QB and Kenny Pickett, you get him from Pittsburgh. Why? Because he is from Pittsburgh. He played at college there. So it only makes sense. Let's go for the safe option. Aiden, I know you have some things to say about Kenny Pickett. Let me finish up. But Kenny Pickett, they did not give him enough time to develop in Pittsburgh, which I think I'm very annoyed with. I think they should have at least held on to him one more year. That's where I think it should have gone. But after you get rid of Kenny Pickett, guess what you do? You go after some other safe guys. You went after Mitch Trubisky. Peter can say a lot about Mitch Trubisky. I know he can. That is probably one of the most annoying things that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have done since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. I am so annoyed. We went after Mitch Trubisky. Then we go after Justin Fields, and we're pretty excited for that guy. That was fine. Ohio State guy, sure. And we have also Russell Wilson. We put both of these guys on the roster, not knowing what exactly we're going to do. Russell Wilson came out. He did his thing. He got injured at the beginning of the season, so Justin Fields gets to start. And we saw Justin Fields for, I believe, 6 games out of the season. And then after that, Russell Wilson took over the helm, and Justin Fields got maybe called in for a few special plays developed for him. We go and let both of those guys leave after the season, which granted, probably Steelers fans were not too happy with either one of them. But I would say Justin Fields, he had plenty of opportunity to play for this team again, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers made a huge mistake. After that, we go after another veteran guy, Aaron Rodgers. And now our initial reaction is like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, he did have a rough season at Jets, but let's see what he could do for the Steelers. He's playing under Mike Tomlin. We always give high praises to Mike Tomlin. And he came out. He did what we needed him to do to some extent. But what did we do? Despite getting a 3-4-time MVP, where did we end up? 9-8 in the wild card round. So it seems like it does not matter who we go after, veteran guys or young guys, we always end up in the same exact spot. We need to go for a full rebuild. I'm hoping that with having DK Metcalf on this team, acquiring Michael Pittman, maybe that's going to help us develop in our offense a little bit more. But it all starts with the QB. We need to go after somebody young, somebody that does not have, for some reason, any relation to Pittsburgh, i.e. Mike McCarthy. But there's just so many problems that this entire organization just cannot get right. We need to be taking risks. This is hard to say, but I will be plenty happy if we win only 3 games this season. You know why? Because I want us to have a bad season. I want us to actually have a good draft pick. I don't want to be mediocre any longer. I'm sick of it. Aaron Rodgers' decision is just dwindling Pittsburgh Steelers fans. And it's like, the last thing we want is like, sure, whatever. You decide what you're going to do, but we should not be holding out for you for everything. You probably affected our NFL draft this past draft, and I'm just sick of the drama. We need to just move on. If you do well, Aaron Rodgers, I will praise you for life as a Yinzer. But if it falls apart, you know that Steelers fans, they're gonna break loose on you. So that's my whole rant. We will see how this team does this season.
Aiden, did you have anything else to add on?
Really quickly, I just want to say, from day one, out the womb, I was against the Kenny Pickett draft pick. Levi can confirm. I wanted Malik Willis. We should have drafted Malik Willis. He's a stud. That's it. Thank you. Go ahead, Peter.
Okay. I just want to clarify for our viewers and our listeners. Aiden and Levi can attest to this, as God is my witness. How long have I been saying the Steelers need to go into a rebuild?
Unfortunately, far too long.
I've been saying this since 2021 when I met Levi. Okay? Actually, no, probably 2020. Because, when we were in college. Probably. I just want to point this out. The Steelers should have fired Mike Tomlin after 2018. After that whole debacle of a season, with how much in terms of just the locker room drama was coming out, in terms of how he was handling the relationship with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger, held zero accountability, all that stuff, and said, no, the Steelers are just we're going to stick with the status quo. They've been sticking with the status quo as an organization for quite literally almost a decade. And just now they fired him. And guess what the Steelers organization want to do? Maintain the status quo. 9-8, 10-7, and then luck will somehow emerge, and then we'll go to a Super Bowl. 9-8 Super Bowl. That's their mentality. Stop doing that. You guys have been spinning the wheels of mediocrity for God knows how long. And here's the thing. I'm getting angry, and I'm not even a Steelers fan. I'm a Bears fan. I'm uberly depressed with my organization 9 times out of 10 when it comes to my life as an NFL fan. But I get so frustrated with the fact that this organization just keeps on doing the same idiotic things year after year after year. The one time that they could have gone to a full rebuild was after Big Ben retired. But no, we got TJ Watt. We got the most expensive defense in the NFL. Draft Kenny Pickett in his small little hands, and he can't throw a football 5 yards down the field. Whoop-de-flip-and-do, wild card appearance. The fact that, mind you, Aaron Rodgers, this is not his first time. This is not his second. This is a third time holding an organization hostage, trying to get what he wants to boost his own ego. Now, mind you, I understand some people are going to be like, oh, Peter, you're just salty because Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Dude, he ducked out on the Bears last season because he knew he was going to get his absolutely took-us whooped. And he did want to face us, and he straight up dodged the Bears because you want to know why? He would have done 5 interceptions, got his absolute butt whooped, and Caleb Williams would have went on him 24/7. And to the people out there saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers is worth $30 million. Aaron Rodgers is a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. What? Probably in the retirement home league. Whoop-de-flip-and-do. I don't care. Aaron Rodgers' 2 biggest strengths is what, Aiden? And you said it. It's his elusiveness and his arm strength. My brother in Christ, he couldn't throw 5 yards downfield to save his life. He was captain check down all last season, and they're like, oh, he passed for 4,000 yards. Who cares? He couldn't throw down the field. And the time that he did throw down the field, DK Metcalf was more concerned finding a fan in the stands than he was actually catching the football.
That's true.
The Steelers have been putting off a rebuild for far too long. And I've been saying this for years, and Aiden Levi can attest to this. They need to trade off TJ Watt for years. They refuse to do so. They need to trade a bunch of assets to go into a full rebuild, build the offensive line, create cap space, be smart in terms of what you have going on. But no, the Steelers, their mindset is, no, we have to maintain the status quo. We got to go 10-7. We got to go 10-8. And then you just pray to whatever higher power you believe in. And then maybe, just maybe, the Steelers will go to a Super Bowl. Guys, the last time you guys won a playoff game was 2017?
It would have been 2017. I think our last one would have been against the Chiefs, I believe. I think it was our last playoff win.
2017.
I think it was.
Mind you, how many changes in terms of the coaching staff happened between basically 2017, the last time you guys made it, and then now? In terms of head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or any other front office personnel, how many changes? Probably a handful?
I mean, definitely not enough, for sure.
Probably not enough.
This is an indictment on the front office. The fact that you are allowing Aaron Rodgers to be in the building. Mind you already have 3 quarterbacks, 2 of which, one's going to be a rookie in Drew Aller. The other one's going to be Will Howard. And then Mason Rudolph last year wasn't terrible, but he's not great. If you want to be going into a rebuild, because mind you, this year's class for quarterbacks, let's just be honest, guys, it wasn't great. Outside of Armando Mendoza, it wasn't a great QB draft class. Next year's QB draft class could be generational if you get the right guy. Dante Moore's on that list. You have a bunch of quarterbacks that, mind you, put off this NFL draft to go into next year's NFL draft. So the fact that right now the Steelers are just like, well, we're going to go with Aaron Rodgers down the wall. We're going to go 10-7. Why? You're just praying to God that you're going to luck yourselves into a good playoff run instead of actually being smart with what you have. Trade TJ Watt, trade Jalen Ramsey, trade DK Metcalf. Why you drafted traded for Michael Pittman? Lord knows. I want to know why, but I don't understand it. The fact that you guys are wanting to go back down that well, and I am not saying you guys in terms of like Levi and Aiden wanting Michael Pittman. I'm just saying the fact that the Steelers wanting to go back down the well of Aaron Rodgers when you darn well know you need to go into a rebuild is an indictment on the organization for being utterly incompetent.
What I would like to say is, while I do agree with Peter on a lot of, I don't agree with the full rebuild like idea personally. I do think that we could use like a mini rebuild that like definitely could, would be nice to actually tune up the offensive line, dedicate like true resources to it, whether that be going to get a guy in the free agency or, trading for a solid guy. But I am, and Peter will test this. Levi might, I don't know if he's ever heard this take. I am on board with trading TJ. I said that we should probably trade him after the record or when the year he tied the record, because that was when his value was going to be at the highest.
You could have easily gotten 2 first-round picks for him.
Not because I think, oh, we need to move on from him, but because that is ultimately like he's in the past 3 years he's been injured all 3 seasons at some point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, he had like a torn pec. He's got like some calf injuries. Like, guys, he's going to be 32 going to this season.
Like,
and
he's
how many teams need edge rushers?
Yeah, he's still a phenomenal player, but is his future still there with us? We have a guy, and again, I don't want this to seem biased because I promise you it's not, but Jack Sawyer showed really good stuff last year. He might not be TJ Watt, but he could still play some darn good football. Like, he showed good stuff in a second string position last year. Like, he showed good signs, And so, and again, sometimes you got to know when to hold on to your superstars, and sometimes you got to know, and the Steelers think right now is the time to hold on to a superstar like TJ Watt. And I respect that decision. Do I agree with the decision? Not really, but I respect that decision. Okay, so then why not go all out and try and build up the offensive line? Right? Like, why are we wasting time messing around with Aaron Rodgers? Again, I don't remember exactly what the figure was on that contract, but
I think it was like $15 million last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
which is a lot for a 1-year deal.
Yeah. And it's a lot for a guy who's 42 years old, about to be 42. He isn't a future saver. He is maybe he pushes us. He's just a guy that pushes the needle a little bit. He's not a guy that's putting us over the edge. He's just tapping the needle a little bit. He's not moving the needle. He's tapping the needle. And maybe 10 years ago he was moving the needle, but not anymore. Like, so that's just it's really infuriating. But
here's a question for you guys: would you rather have Kirk Cousins or would you rather have Aaron Rodgers? Let's say hypothetical, like if Kirk Cousins wasn't signing with the Raiders, would you choose Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers? They're the exact same type of player at this point in their careers.
On that question, I think I'd rather just take Rodgers because I do think he is still better than Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins' agent deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for the type of contracts he seems to get him. So I think for that reason, I would just stick with Rodgers. But if you would have given me that decision last year, I probably would have taken Kirk Cousins over Rodgers.
But again, look at what happened with the Packers when they drafted Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers and his whole camp was beyond ticked off, and guess what happened? He held the organization hostage for 2 full years And then, mind you, each time he got his butt whooped by the 49ers in both those playoff runs. So, I'm actually, no, it was 1 year with 49ers, 1 year was supposed to Bucks. But it goes back to the whole point of, like, Kirk Cousins doesn't create drama like that in the locker room because he's not that guy. Aaron Rodgers, but notice how every coach that has ever, or a teammate has ever said about Aaron Rodgers, they call him what? A great talent. They don't say he's a great teammate. They don't say he's a great person, because you want to know why? Because he's not that. He's not either one of those. You know what he is? And I heard this, and I was like, that's a really good comparison. He's a modern day Donovan McNabb if Donovan McNabb won MVPs. And people back then that know ball know the fact that Donovan McNabb, he had an ego, and look what happened with him. Every single team that he was with and every team that he had, he burnt those bridges as he went through his career. And mind you, he's not even, like, nobody even recalls Donovan McNabb being a good QB anymore. Aaron Rodgers, the only thing that he's holding on to is he has 4 MVPs. That's it.
And a Super Bowl, but
I don't really. Who cares? That was back in. How many other opportunities has he had to win a Super Bowl? He hasn't. He literally, ever since he won the Super Bowl, he goes, all right, guys, I'm cruising. I care about MVPs and personal accolades, and me, marrying myself as a person because I'm an egotistical narcissist. Then I actually do care about winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I won't. I'm. Don't ask me about the TJ Watt thing until the end of next season. Then you'll get my opinion on it.
Yeah.
For now, I'm not too sure. So while we are on our rant train, we might as well get into the MLB because Aiden and I need to talk about our Cincinnati Reds. As of April 28th, that was when we had our best record. We were 19-10. It is now May 9th.
We were 20-12, if I'm not mistaken, coming into
May. Okay. I mean, we were 20-12, yeah, but like in terms of like our wins and stuff, we were doing fairly well. I mean, we got to 20-11 on April 30th,
leading the NL Central, mind you.
Yes, we were leading the NL Central. But now it is May 9th, and at this point, the Reds have lost 8 straight. We are now 20-19, with them currently actively playing against the Astros right as we speak, where it's probably likely we're going to be 20-20 by the end of today. Aiden, take it away.
I don't think you're going to want me to start because I will probably sit here and talk for a cool 25 minutes about this. So I'll let you start just in case.
I just have to say, I'm annoyed. I am annoyed with my teams that I root for right now. And the Reds who are actively playing, I cannot stand this. I think we've had one of our best seasons to start. We did phenomenal in the first month of the MLB, and now here we are, the same old Reds becoming mediocre and getting blown out by opponents. I knew it was inevitable because almost all of our wins we've gotten so far have come either in the 8th or 9th inning, where we make a little bit of a comeback and actually secure the win. It was only a matter of time when it caught up to us. And now here we are sitting a whopping 20-19, and it just seems like we don't even know how to play ball anymore. This team is so annoying. They need to get their act together. They need to go into May here. We need to go and win like 20 games because this is just uncalled for. We cannot play like this. We cannot play like this.
Is that okay? Peter, I'm gonna start this off by asking you a question.
I got no horse in the race. I got no horse in this race at all.
Peter, I'm gonna ask you a question here. Okay, I'm gonna start this off. If I were to ask you what, like, positionally in the MLB, what the Reds are in home runs, where would you say we are? Like, would you say we're maybe top 10, maybe top 5? Would you say maybe we're not even top 20? Like, where would you say we were at in the MLB in home runs?
If I had to guess, based on what I've been seeing, I'm going to guess you guys are like bottom 5.
We are 3rd in the MLB in home runs. We have 52 home runs.
I'm
We're
wrong.
3rd. Okay. You ready? I got another question for you. What position do you think we are as a team in batting average?
I'm gonna say your guys are like probably top 15.
We are 30th. We are dead last. We are last in the MLB in batting average. We are
Make that make sense.
We are sending out Key Brian Hayes, who is batting 135 a game. We are sending TJ Friedel, who I'm big TJ Friedel. He's shown great defense, who is batting 185. We're sending that out. How are we doing that? I don't know. What? Like,
got some voodoo magic?
Like, okay. I'm sorry. I've been fired up about this for a while. How are we going to go and lose 8 straight? Okay, listen, Cubs, great team. We're going to talk about them here in just a minute. We cannot lose 4 straight. We got swept in a 4-game series. You have to try to get swept in a 4-game series.
All of them comeback wins, mind you, by the Cubs.
Except for the last one. But yes. How? Listen, I love Ellie. I'm the biggest Ellie fan there is, right? He's a phenomenal defender. He gets to balls that no other shortstop can get to, and that's why his error numbers are high. I will die on that bridge, or on that hill, rather, excuse me. I will die on that hill. His ability to get to a ball is what puts his error numbers so high, because 9 times out of 10, no other shortstop is getting to a ball he can get to. You cannot have a little league error to allow a walk-off run. The pitching staff, you cannot walk off a game by throwing or by walking a guy. I don't care. This is the professional, the Major League Baseball. This is the professionals. You cannot walk a man to lose the game. Are we playing baseball? Like, what is this, cricket now? What are you trying to bowl the ball to him? Like, I'm so serious. I'm at a genuine loss for words. Listen. I see this every year with the Reds, every single year, because we start the year. Actually, ironically, we always start the year horrible. Then we get into June and we start playing some decent ball, and then people get excited because, oh no, like, the Reds are turning it around. They started off really, really bad, but it's June, and they always seem to turn it up in June. This is the complete opposite. We had the best start since 2002, I'm pretty sure, as a ball club.
Whew.
I'm pretty sure that 2012 was our best start since 2002, I'm pretty sure. It might have been 2006. But then you go and you lose 8 straight. Since entering May, we have not known winning baseball. We haven't known any form of winning baseball. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat earlier. We are being outscored 62-20, 9 days into May. 9 days into May, we're being outscored 62-20.
Good Lord.
That's pathetic.
We let the Astros come in yesterday, not only drop 10 runs on us, we got 7 shutout innings by a guy with a 5.3 ERA.
Jeez Louise.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know what needs to be done with this team. And I'll be the first guy to stand up and say, listen, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of Reds baseball because they were good. After 2013, probably, I didn't watch a lot of Reds baseball because up until 2020, there was no reason to ever consider watching Reds baseball because it was the worst baseball in the league dang near. Outside of the Rockies or maybe the Marlins, something like that.
Marlins is definitely on that list.
It was the worst baseball to watch. There is no reason you should have ever considered turning on a Reds baseball game. The only exception being 2019 when we were the scariest 75-win team ever. Oh, no, watch out for the 75-win Reds. I love that team as much as anybody. That was super fun to watch. But guess what? 75 wins ain't making the playoffs, and it sure as heck ain't winning a World Series. All I want is 1 World Series in my lifetime. I'll be a happy man. I'll die happy. 1 World Series, that's it. But when you're jogging out a team that is going to lose 10-0 and get 7 scoreless innings against a guy whose ERA is 5.73, you might as well just blow it up. How are we? I don't get it. How are we walking out players with a 185 batting average? Peter, can you explain that to me? How? How is that possible? How are you an MLB organization sending out a guy batting 185? The only exception I'm going to give to a guy who has a bad bad batting average is Tyler Stevenson. And that's because I really like him. He does a phenomenal job at catcher. And so he gets an exception. And he also has some power behind that. TJ Friedl, not a power hitter, was one of the best bunters in the league a couple years ago, but he doesn't bunt anymore. We don't bunt with him. Even a guy like Ellie, he can hit the ball. He can hit the whatever skin off the ball, right? But when he hits a single, we don't steal anymore. One of our best attributes of that 2020 to like 2022, maybe mid 2023, was our ability to steal. We were phenomenal on the base pass. Yeah, we had a lot of base running errors, but at least we stole bags at the same time. We don't do that much anymore. And then don't listen. Ke'Bryan Hayes should be playing in single A. I'm so for real right now. I'm so for real.
Oh no.
I don't care if you're a gold glove defender. You could have 15 gold gloves, a platinum glove, be the greatest third baseman ever in history of the MLB. If you're batting 134, get off my team. I don't care how good of a defender you are. If you're providing no value on offense, you do not belong in the modern day MLB. Because there are teams putting up 10 runs. The Astros, there are teams putting up 17 runs. The Pirates, I don't know if I wasn't here last episode. I don't know if they covered it. We, the Reds, tied the MLB record with 7 consecutive walks in a game. In an inning.
That's horrible.
In an inning. We had, I think, 11 walks on that game. How? I don't know. What are we going? What are we pitching Helen Keller? Like, what are we doing? I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Like all off season, we're like, hey, can we go get an outfield bat, please?
Oh my god.
Luis Robert Jr. was available. What do? We sit on our hands and we go get a pitcher. We go get and honestly, Nathaniel Lowe has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I have loved everything he's done. He's batting 266, 6 home runs. Guess what? That's better than Ke'Bryan Hayes is playing. That's better than TJ Friedl's playing. And he's played 8 less games. Like, the fact that we have sent out the team that we have is unreal. And you know what? I'll give Terry Francona and company, I'll give them some benefit of the doubt. We have a front office that doesn't want to spend money. It's been shown time and time again. They don't want to spend money. We don't buy at the deadline. We always sell at the deadline, it feels like. I don't know the last time we bought at the deadline. Maybe last year, but even if I don't remember what the buys would have been, what, Miguel Andujar, who we didn't retain, by the way. I actually liked Miguel Andujar, and we didn't retain him. Like,
oh my gosh.
There are Dane Myers has been a great acquisition from this offseason. He's played really well for us. Overall, defensively, he's batting 240. Guess what? That's still 60 points better than TJ Friedl. So maybe he needs to be our everyday starter because at least he's putting bat on ball occasionally. I could keep going. I really could keep going.
The only thing Reds fans have to celebrate right now is when they get a free pizza from strikeouts. That's all they get to celebrate.
We don't see that very often either.
And we don't even see that right now either.
Stevenson, after he correctly identified an ABS pitch. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, if you are watching this as a Reds fan, I love the Reds. I have been a Reds fan since I can remember. My dad raised me. I mean, he raised us as Reds fans. That is what we've been raised to know. The only and I can't say this lightly, the only Reds baseball I've known is losing Reds baseball. I have never seen an over 500 season, I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly. Maybe last year we might have just finished over 500 actually. I can't remember though off the top of my head.
You guys did.
That's actually sorry. That's not true because of 2012, 2013, and 2011. I'm pretty sure because we were one of the best teams in the MLB at that point. But I've never known it. I've never known true winning baseball. Of the 22 years I've been alive, 3 years, maybe an argument for a couple more, have been where the Reds have been a good baseball team. Peter, you're a Cardinals fan, man. Like it's been a struggle in the past few years for the Cardinals. Like that is just the truth. Imagine that, but for 16 years of your life and consistently, right? And that's not saying that the Cardinals have been good all 22 years of my life. I know they've been through their ups and downs, but I've never seen it. I've never seen really good baseball. You know what I mean? Like, and that is something that I will never. It's just it's mind boggling how a team can be that bad for that long. I mean, with the exception of the Rockies and the Marlins, no offense to those teams. I don't know what they have going on. They need to figure it out too. I feel really bad for those fan bases. But even the White Sox have something to look up to right now. Munetaka, listen, if you go back, was it 3 episodes ago, my hot take was Munetaka Murakami might lead the MLB in home runs. He's currently tied with Aaron Judge for the home run lead. He's been unbelievable. He's been unbelievably fun to watch, and I hope he keeps it up. We have nothing to look forward to. Again, I love Ellie. Sal Stewart's been playing unbelievable. They have no support. They have zero support. Nobody else on the team stepping up. Matt McClain has turned things around from last year after struggling last year. So he's been playing even decently well. But other than that, I mean, Spencer Steer he's been okay. He's been doing his thing. I could just go on and on. I don't understand how we're such a mid team. It's so infuriating. I need to be done with this rant or else I could keep going. So to finish it off, I'm just going to say this. If we lose today, we are currently up 2-1, bottom of the 5th. We have 2 men on. It's 3-1 count right now. We just went up, I should say, while I was ranting. If we do not find a way to win this game, you might as well just stick a fork in it. It's over. It's all over. The only way we find a way to turn it around is if we go on some miracle Oakland A's 20-game win streak that shouldn't happen. Like that's the only way we turn it around is by some miracle something happens. We go. There's been talks about Yordan Alvarez. Is that the Reds could make a move for Yordan? That could be huge. He's already done us bad. He hit a 3-run homer yesterday. I'm pretty sure something like that. Like he's doing great things. I would like to see Yordan Alvarez with the Reds. Just like I thought I'd like to see Eugenio Suarez with the Reds. But guess what? Eugenio Suarez has been hurt, and he's also batting .231. So, hasn't been much better anyways. Sorry. I'm being beckoned to finish it up. I need to finish it up.
Thank you.
For those that don't know, I literally told Aiden, I'm like, wrap it up. Like this has been almost like a 15-minute rant. This is a video on its own about Aiden's rant about the Reds.
Thank you for listening to Aiden and I's Rantfest between the Steelers and the Reds. This has been a lot of fun, and we just
I just did the whole like Joker meme of like, and here we go.
Yeah. To kind of close it off, a week and a half ago, the Reds were at the top of the NL Central, and now we're at the very bottom. However, there is one team that took that place now, and that is the Chicago Cubs. They are the hottest team in the MLB right now. They've won 10 games in a row.
I will start.
Are the Cubs the team to beat?
I don't talk very long. Okay, I'm gonna.
Are the Cubs the team to beat right now, Aiden?
I don't think so. I think they are right there as one of the teams to beat. I don't think they are the team to beat yet. They are a very good team. Listen, during my rant, I obviously mentioned the Cubs. We lost 4 straight to them. the reality is we should have maybe lost 2 of those games. That's the reality, right? And all credit to the Cubs. They showed up when it mattered late in the game, and they hit walk-offs. That's all credit to the Cubs, right? I don't want to take that away from them. And I'm pretty sure this is their second 10-game win streak of the season. These boys are hot. They are so hot, and it's fun to watch. Like, unironically, as a baseball fan, this is a lot of fun to watch. So I love them. In a baseball fan sense, I hate them. I hate them as a Reds fan. But you sometimes you just got to tip the cap. You got to know when to do it and tip the cap to the Cubs, man. You guys are playing unbelievable ball. Please keep it up. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. And here's the as a Cardinals fan, it's like, do I like watching the Cubs succeed? No, I don't. I'm not preying on their demise, but I don't want them to succeed. But I gotta tip the cap off to where credit is due. They got off to a horrible start to begin the year, like awful. Like they were like down the doldrums. Like the pitching staff couldn't really hold their own. PCA was ice cold. Dansby Swanson couldn't get his bat to connect with the ball to save his life. The only person that was doing great was Nico Horner. And Nico Horner was holding his own. And let's be honest, Nico Horner's playing at an all-star caliber level this year. And I'll give credit where credit is due. PCA has turned around. Dansby Swanson's turned around. The pitching staff has turned around. The bullpen is holding their own. And really, overall, like they have like this never say die mentality. Like the problem with the Cubs last year was the fact that when the going got rough, or the fact that when they got down, they didn't fight back. They just straight up like caved in and lost. This year, it's like much to like what happened with the Red Series, as Aiden pointed out. Like 3 of those 4 wins were comeback wins or walk-offs, and that just is a testament to really, I think, how the coaching staff has approached really the locker room mentality, and really the fact that the players responded to that in the whole like, hey, like we're never out of this. We're going to keep on competing. And the fact that, hey, they've won 10 straight. They're a hot team right now. But to Aiden's point right now, like when you look at the Dodgers, when you look at the Yankees, when you look at really like when you look out east, it's like the Braves are actually having a phenomenal year right now. But there's a lot of moving pieces right now. Again, it's May. It's really early on the year. Again, we have to see if the Cubs can keep up this momentum post All-Star break. But they're a really, really good team right now, and they're definitely up there, really, I think, with the Dodgers in terms of the fact that, hey, if they keep this up, they're going to be really dangerous going into the postseason.
Yeah, you guys pretty much kind of touch on everything there. All I can really say, I mean, again, being a Reds fan, it really sucks to see the Cubs at the top. But yes, these guys are playing incredible ball, and it's something that, as MLB fans in general, we enjoy when there's teams that are doing incredible work. And I hope the Cubs keep it up. I'm just glad that it's not the Yankees or the Dodgers at the top right now. Yankees are number 2 in the standings overall. But I'm just happy that we're not seeing like our usual suspects up there at the top so far. So incredible job by you, Chicago Cubs. Keep it up. Love to see where you guys continue to go for as we continue on with the season.
All right. Now that we touched basically on all the bases when it comes to the MLB, let's hit the hardwood, boys, and let's talk about the NBA. And boy, oh boy, do we have something to talk about. The Thunder are right now up 2-0 on Levi's LeBron Lakers. And let's just say right now, that was probably one of the worst officiated games that we have ever seen in our lives in terms of what we saw in Game 2. We saw JJ Redick and LeBron James talk about the officiating post-game. JJ Redick was, I would say, very professional, but he didn't go all out in terms of what he wanted to say. I've seen a lot of people on social media talk about, oh, like the Thunder, like this is what the Thunder play, this is how they do things, so on and so forth. I understand that. I understand from the point of like from watching the Thunder play basketball, it's irritating to watch like Chet Holmgren be like 7'5" and just like flop all over the place. And SGA every time he drives to the rim looks more like he belongs in a circus act than he actually does on the basketball court. But I'm going to let you guys talk about it, but really my question to you guys is, have the Thunder ruined the NBA in terms of its watchability right now? And then I'm going to let you guys go, then I'm going to give my piece in terms of what I think the NBA needs to do moving forward with this series.
I'll start it with that. I'll give the quickest, shortest, most concise answer of all time. If you want to know why the NBA is in such a flopping state, you got to look back to one player.
Oh boy.
Can you guess who that player's name is, Peter? His name is LeBron
James.
Because in case you forgot, there was 5 years in there where his nickname was Le Flop. Because that's all he did. He did a lot of it. So if you really look at it, I think it's come full circle on him. You know? And again, I'm gonna come out and say this. I have not watched any of the NBA playoffs. I'll be so honest. I just haven't. I've watched one game, actually. That's a lie. I watched the last game of the Rockets Lakers series. So I have not watched much of any of it. But I find it really ironic that everyone wants to complain about the referees when LeBron was the first player to start that whole trend of flopping. Isn't that ironic? Isn't it ironic how things come full circle and are going to bite you in the butt?
Yeah, I got some things to say on that. And first off, yes, I get your point. I know what you are saying. And the NBA had since then changed some guidelines and changed some rules where they weren't going to call as much flopping. And I don't see LeBron doing that anymore.
Hey,
that's all I can say.
You know what the rules
are
that they changed? You know what the rules are they changed? They changed stuff to make it harder for the defense to play defense. That's the irony. They made it harder on the defense to play defense because LeBron was so busy flopping that any sort of hand check, he would just fly halfway across the court. And so the more he complained, they eventually were just like, oh, no more hand checking. Oh, yeah, you can take 6 steps as long as you use your gather, your hop, and then your other gather step. You can take 6 steps. That's fine. They just made it impossible to play defense. Simple as that.
How are we blaming LeBron for what? Okay. Levi, did you give your piece, and Aiden, you gave your piece?
I still got some things I have to say about the whole series as a whole. But Peter, give your whole take about the flopping thing.
Okay. I think it boils down to this. Flopping, I think, has always been a part of the game. Let's be honest, since like the mid-2000s. It's been a part of the game. And JJ Redick said it best. Every person on the court playing defense is committing a foul of some sort. It's the fact that certain officials and certain officiating crews ref games differently. That is true. It boils. If you look at the way the NHL does it, the NHL, I've been watching those playoffs. They officiate games way differently from series to series, depending on who the crew is. I personally blame more on the officiating crews than I do the Oklahoma City Thunder, because the officiating crews are rewarding the Thunder with these opportunities. They're rewarding, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like flailing his arms and getting a late call to go to the free throw line for 2. They're rewarding, Chet Holmgren for flopping, albeit, like, again, for context, like the Lakers did challenge that and they were successful and they did assess, I believe it was like a technical foul or a flagrant foul or something on a Chet Holmgren. Yeah, it was a flagrant foul on Chet Holmgren for flopping. I do agree with that, but I think it needs to go a step further. I think the NBA has to start reviewing the footage, and if they see a flop, they start finding players. Because this is getting to the point where, again, as a fan for me, I watched that game, as I know as Levi did. We were sick and tired of just watching that game. Like, third quarter, where it's like, this is horrible. This is bad to watch. And albeit, the Lakers were down, like, by 3 at half, if I remember correctly. But the game was over. Yeah, the game was over by the third quarter, because they're like, it got to the point where it was unwatchable. And look, I think really the Thunder are a testament of really what this new day and age of basketball is. And look, let's just be honest. They didn't go out and form a super team like what LeBron did with the Heat, or really what the Warriors did with Kevin Durant when they joined them. They're all homegrown. They all got drafted by the Thunder. And that's a testament to how good the Thunder have done in terms of managing their assets, developing their players, keeping these guys together, and being potentially becoming a dynasty. My indictment is more on these officials need to start doing a better job. I was watching last night after it was the Knicks and Sixers game that Tony Brothers, an official, went after the Minnesota head coach. Like, that's unprofessional. Like, I get it. Like, head coaches and players can be ticked off at refs, but for a referee who's supposed to be like highest degree of like internal like respect, hey, I get it. I missed a call. I'm gonna check that. Moving on. For the fact that the NBA for an NBA official to go after a head coach during the game and then also during a timeout, that's unprofessional. You should not allow that. You should not allow Tony Brothers to be an official moving on forward for the rest of the NBA playoffs. But again, it goes back to the fact that the NBA needs to start honing down and start telling these officials, hey, you guys need to start calling more flagrants on these flops when we're doing reviews, because this is getting to the point where it's ridiculous, and the NBA needs to start fining or suspending players for flopping to clean up the game and make sure that it becomes a watchable product again rather than unwatchable product.
Yeah. So let me just start off by saying Thunder is an incredible team. They are deserving of all the rewards they've had after their win last season, and the way they've played this season looked like that they are the unstoppable power that is probably going to go win this again, win back to back. I think we are on the verge of a dynasty. I appreciate that. My friend is a Thunder fan. He's coming over to watch the game with me tonight too, so I'm sure he's going to be able to gloat in my face as the Thunder get destroy the Lakers tonight. So all that said, again, it really does come down to the officiating. I still believe, though, that SGA is getting away with too much. We talk about the flopping. It seems like it's come around full circle. You can stem it back from LeBron, but it is getting out of control. Once again, we're getting back to that point. We thought we've cleaned it up, but we're getting to that point again where this is just ridiculous. They can't keep getting away with this. This officiating is insane.
They can't keep getting away with it.
It's literally, they cannot get away with this. It's the Thunder. It almost seems like the refs are just glazing the Thunder. It's terrible. And it's not just this series. It's like you talk about last night with the Knicks and 76ers. There's clearly something going on with this postseason refs. I don't know if it's different from regular season, but it's clearly that something needs to change in the postseason with our referee calling. You can't be getting up in coaches' faces. They can get up into you, but the refs, you are supposed to be the calm, collected guy throughout the entire game. You cannot go up to coaches and start full on ranting at them, getting angry, doing what you do. This game the other night with the Lakers and Thunder, when you have our whole bench basically coming up to you guys after the game, that's not something that I've really ever seen before.
I haven't seen that either.
It clearly means that something needs to change in this postseason. We need to make changes here. You guys need to get adjusted. The NFL is clearly getting their whole thing figured out. You guys need to do the same. This league is terrible for reffing. You got to fix this now.
So I'm gonna play some devil's advocate here, and I'm not gonna rage bait as much about LeBron here. I'm gonna take this from a more actual on topic standpoint. What are the referees supposed to do? And I say this genuinely. You think like, oh, that's an obvious answer. Just referee better, right? Okay. Think about the past 15 years, right? Maybe the past 20 years. Each era has had a player that either gets a better whistle than other players or a player that doesn't get the same whistle as other players. And I will give that credit to LeBron. I do feel like in his later half of his career here, he does not have the same whistle that he had when he was younger. I do think he still has a good whistle, right? He still gets a good whistle. I don't think it's the same whistle as SGA. I don't think, and I think we'll all unanimously agree on this. 2017 James Harden, 2018 James Harden needed to be stopped because that man had a whistle. That man got free throws like it was nobody's business.
He was the OG free throw merchant.
Yeah. And look at Giannis. That guy can't get a call to save his life, it feels like. You know? And I think that comes back to, but what are they supposed to do genuinely? Because this league has become so different. It's become so offensive minded, in my opinion, that there really isn't a way to effectively referee a game. Because like Reddick said, there's probably a foul on every single play, right? It's just a matter of whether or not it's being called. Some players do a way better job at enunciating that foul. You know what I'm saying? Because and this is one of the big things with soccer. A lot of people have a problem with soccer in the sense that, oh, these guys just flop all the time. But it is a real skill, right? In soccer, especially because the clock is consistently running, it is a real skill. But even in basketball, right? Because Curry does not get the same whistle that Shea Gilgeous does. You know, he gets hacked and rocked at the rim when he drives. He gets fouled from the three. He doesn't have the same whistle that SGA does, right?
But we'll look at Jalen Brunson. Like, he's the polar opposite. Like, he's a guy that quite literally like is playing like tooth and nail and is getting like bloodied almost every play. And like he's not even in the same conversation of like people were revering him for his play style as SGA is.
Yeah, and I just think I think it's honestly unfair to the referees is what I'm trying to get at. Because I don't feel like the rules provide an actual outlet, if that makes sense. It's
Right.
become so hard to accurately officiate it because they're so loose on it, right? There's if you look back at a guy like, think Allen Iverson, that man could not handle the ball without a call being made, whether it was a carry or travel, things like that, right? And I'm not saying we need to go back to these 1990 rules where you can't dribble the ball with any type of fancy dribbles or anything like that. But I'm saying it needs to be refined because the problem is there's no refinement in the rules. I think it's become so lax that if you put your arm out a little bit and you flop it, you're going to get the call. And again, there are certain players that get that benefit over others. It is hard to watch. It is unfortunate to watch. And I do feel for Lakers fans. I do feel for, Thunder fans because they just want to support their team. They don't want to see the utmost, every call going their way, that type of situation. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But I think we all agree that's bad basketball. It's not fun basketball to watch. And I do think that's why NBA viewership keeps going down. But that would be my question to you guys, right? What are the refs supposed to do? Because I genuinely think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I think really, I think one thing that they need to do is they may add another official on the court. I think 3 is not enough at this point because really you need more eyes on the court. Because let's be honest, 3 guys are just rotating around trying to see what's going on. It's just not enough eyes on the court. Because let's just be perfectly honest, some officials, like I saw last night during the Minnesota Spurs game, there was a ref that was making a call on the clear other side of the court, and I'm like, why? You're not the person having eyes on the court or eyes on that play. So for you to determine that call is asinine to me. I just think they need to add either A, add another ref to the court, or B, I think they need to go back into the rules, back into have all the owners, the commissioner, the officiating, whoever's the head of the officials, get together, sit down, go over the rules in terms of hey, this is what you guys have to look out for, and this is how we're going to start assessing flopping. Or really, overall, this is how hey, we need to be more strict in terms of, hey, if a player hits the deck and he's showing, it's kind of like the rule of hockey. If you don't see blood, you don't call it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
For someone like Chet Holmgren to get hit in the chest and act like he got freaking, someone from God on high just literally smacked him across the face, and for him to hit the deck like that and act like, oh, I just got shot from the nosebleeds by some fan with a freaking a spitball hit him. What are we talking about?
I'm in full agreement. It's just bad. I guess it's hard to know what can be done about it, but it just sucks. As a general fan of basketball, we all want good ball, and that's just not what we're getting right now. We want the full integrity of the game. We want to preserve it, and we want people to win or lose in the right ways, and that's just not what's happening right now.
Yeah. My next question for you guys in our discussion is, who do you think is the best team in the playoffs right now? Just a quick one. Who do we think is the best team in the playoffs right now that we're seeing?
Like best is in overall or like the hottest?
Best.
I would probably go with the Spurs.
Okay.
Right now, I'll probably obvious with Thunder, but I'm actually going to go Knicks.
Okay.
I'm
Definitely
only going Spurs because I don't want to go. I mean, I feel like OKC is the obvious answer, but I feel like the Spurs have a higher ceiling than OKC, if that makes sense. Like a
I
personnel
think
right.
wise.
if you're looking at teams the most likely to beat Thunder, I think it's the Knicks. That would be
Yeah.
my take.
I agree with Levi. I think the best team in the playoffs right now are the Knicks. Like the Knicks really just are this like team where it's like get it out the mud, play physical. Like they're almost like the polar opposite of what the Thunder are, and it's weird. It's like yin and yang. It's like here's the Thunder, here are the Spurs, and they're just like constantly like interlooping each other in terms of like their play styles. It's gonna be interesting. I hope that we get like a Knicks Spurs or a Knicks Thunder
I
series
will
because
say
Knicks fans are awesome. They're
I
so
will
funny.
say Pistons would have been my second choice though. Pistons have been playing some unbelievable ball. Like
That
from
first one was scary.
but then they go up and now they're 2-0 up on the Cavs. I mean, they're playing some outstanding ball. I love Kate Cunningham, but yeah, they're playing some outstanding ball. But
Right.
Which, by the way, the that game they actually just played. Cavs took the win today, so now I believe the series is 2-1.
Yeah, that game just finished up. I have it right next to me. The Cavs
yep.
just took that game.
Well, it's 2-1, but still.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Now it's time to go into this section that I like to call game time. And our game today is going to be NBA Snake Draft. So, gentlemen, in the chat, I already texted you the order. It is going to be Levi going first, Aiden going second. I will be last. We are going to draft a starting 5 of the best players right now remaining in the playoffs. So, for those that don't work, because I'm going last, I get the first pick in the following round. Vice versa when it comes back to Levi. So, again, we're doing a starting 5. We're not doing positionless. You got to go by position. So, Levi,
okay,
go ahead, go first.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna be an obvious choice here. I'm gonna choose a power forward. I'm gonna take LeBron James.
Bad pick. I'm going first pick center. I'm taking Victor Wembanyama.
Okay. This is hard because there's a lot of good. I'm gonna go with point guard. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson. And then for shooting guard, for me, I'm going to go with someone that I think has been absolutely playing lights out this playoff. Give me VJ Edgecombe. He's been awesome.
That's valid.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That was was that your first and your second pick?
Yep.
Okay. So now it's to you, Aiden, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah. My mistake. I'm gonna take point guard. I'm gonna go Cade Cunningham.
Okay, it's a good one.
I'm gonna take shooting guard. I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, and then who's your next pick?
I'm gonna take center. I'm gonna take Rudy. I'm gonna take Rudy.
Okay. Okay. For my third pick, I'm gonna take at shooting guard Anthony Edwards.
Oh, I forgot about Ant. Oh my god, I forgot about Ant. Oh, that's gonna kill me. That's the worst. I cannot believe I went past freaking. I went with Edgecombe over Ant. That sucks. Okay. That sucks for me. All right. So I got. So who do I got? I got centers. I got Chet, Cat. You already picked Wemby. I'm trying to think of who else. Jalen Duren. Oh, that's terrible. I'll go with Cat. Give me Cat for the spacing.
Yeah, that's valid.
And then for my power forward, this is hard. Would you classify Jay McDaniels as a small forward or a power forward?
Let me see what he's officially listed at.
I think he's a small forward.
He's referred to as a small forward.
I see Jaden McDaniels. I see him as from what I'm seeing, I see it listed as a power forward.
Really?
So he's like a power forward, small forward combo?
I'm fine. I'll give you small forward if you want it at small forward, like, or either or. I think that's legal. Like I think it would be legal to say Anthony Edwards at point guard or shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? Because he could easily play both. Like, obviously, I wouldn't say Wembanyama for my point guard. You know what I'm saying? When you say positionless,
I'm going to go with Jay McDaniels at my power forward because I think that gives me a lot of like defensive, like, versatility.
Valid. Yeah. I think I'm.
Plus, he's been awesome this playoffs. He called out the Nuggets and he was awesome. But offensively, he's been popping off.
Oh yeah,
this is tough.
All right, Aiden, it gets hard with these picks, man.
Well, yeah. Well,
I got to think about this. This is so tough. Why is this so hard?
Yeah. Because Aiden, you got a power forward and a small forward left, and then Levi's got. Oh, dude, we gave Levi such a good.
Yeah, you got me a good position.
Damn.
You probably know. Yeah, you probably know exactly one of them I'm going to take.
Dang. Yeah, I definitely know who he's going to take for point guard and probably for shooting guard, for small forward too.
Small forward, give me OG Anunoby.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to come back to me.
Okay. I'm going to pick my point guard. I'm going with SGA.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah. I need a power forward. That now leaves me with my
small
forward, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, this is tough. Would you classify Alex Caruso as a small forward?
No. He's a shooting guard.
Shooting guard. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Hashimura.
Ooh, ew. I
actually really like Rui. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Rui.
He hasn't been horrible in this playoffs. He hasn't been horrible. He's been decent.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy. Well, I'm gonna ask if I can do this because technically he has played there, and he like that is one of his positions. Is Chet Holmgren a legal power forward pick?
No. I'm not going to give that to you. I'm sorry. He's a center.
That's fair.
You can't be 7 feet tall and play power forward. Unless you're Giannis.
Time out. Victor Wembanyama is officially listed as a power forward.
Shut up. There's no way.
I swear I'm looking at it right now.
Where are you seeing this right now?
I'm looking at the depth chart and I see center.
No, the Real Sports app has him listed. Real Sports, that's the app, has him listed at power forward on my life right now.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking at ESPN on the roster. It does say forward.
Oh my God. Okay.
I am switching Wembanyama to power forward. I'm taking Chet Holmgren at center.
Wow.
You're despicable. You're despicable.
Listen. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
I hate you so much for that line. Okay, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna move McDaniels to my small forward. Then
that's fair. That's respectable. I don't disrespect that.
And then I'm gonna take Julius Randle. Then.
All right, that's fair. Hey, game is game. I respect it.
Game is game.
Okay.
So let us know in the comments who you think has the best 5, and let us know who you think teams is finishing with the best record in the NBA if they were to play
God,
game season.
that Rory Hachimura pick that Levi made was nasty. That's disgusting. Is he a small forward?
I think so. I'm pretty sure
I'm looking at depth.
I'm
looking at depth charts that lists him as a small forward.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. They're very weird on how they rule what like their official position is, since they can play like they can move almost anywhere to any position for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, let's sum that up. So let's see.
All right, I can list it out because I have it written down.
Got it.
Levi's starting 5: point guard SGA, shooting guard D Mitch, small forward Rory Hachimura. I still cannot get over that. Power forward LeBron James, and then center Rudy Gobert. He has to do the biggest floppers in NBA history on his team, by the way. He's gonna get all the whistles.
So we're gonna win it all. Yeah, we're gonna get all the whistles here.
I'm not gonna lie. Aiden probably has like the best team on this list. To be honest, but like I don't know, like that's gonna be up to the fans. He's got Cade Cunningham at point. Small shooting guard. He's got Ant. He's got small forward OG and Nobi. Power forward is Wemby. Center is Chet. I have Jalen Brunson at the point. VJ Edgecombe at Edgecombe at shooting guard. Jaden McDaniels, playoff Jaden McDaniels at small forward. Julius Randle at power forward and Cat at my center. Yes, there is a difference because Jay McDaniels regular season is like plain guy, like I'm not really doing much, and then when he gets to playoffs, he becomes like almost like he's like transforms. It's like Goku, like regular Goku, and he goes like Super Saiyan. I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I love the Julius Randle pick. By the way, I actually love that pick for you. I'm a big Julius Randle fan, so that's
incredible.
That's fun.
Well, folks, we have once again reached the end of an episode, and before we go, we do have a couch to rate. Please check out this couch, guys. You are going to love this couch.
This is one of the couches of all time. Peter,
is this AI generated?
I think it is
AI generated.
AI generated.
That would be pretty crazy if it was. I just went up and looked unique couches, and this is one of the first ones I saw.
Dear Lord.
I think I speak for the rest. Well, unironically, does look like a comfortable couch if there wasn't a massive gorilla in the middle of it.
That's what's so off-putting.
It also looks like I feel like this couch would get so dirty, so nasty, so quickly.
Yeah, it's a white couch. It's a white fur couch too, which is ugh.
Yeah.
If you own a pet, this couch is ruined.
Yeah, just shocked. I don't like it. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like it. It's.
I mean, I guess I would probably feel uncomfortable too if I was having to sit with a gorilla sitting right behind me.
Yeah. What if there's no other seats available except for right where his chest is?
Yeah. I don't know if it would be very comfortable.
Yeah,
I mean, everything else about the couch, it looks soft and furry, but then somebody, like it or not, has to end up laying on his chest. There.
Yeah, you're just sitting there and you just got like a gorilla looking over your shoulder.
This is an AI generated couch if I've ever seen one. There's no way this is real.
Yeah, I think it has to be AI.
This is yeah.
Yeah, if you have like a ton of people over and you're all getting ready to go,
those people are immediately walking out. They're like, "Oh yeah, it was nice visiting." Yeah,
it's never come back.
Well,
never come back.
Well, at this point they're probably running to the couch to try and get a good spot. Otherwise, whoever's stuck with being sitting right next to Mr. Gorilla's chest, they're probably like, I'd rather sit on a hardwood chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd rather just pull a chair out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd rather sit on a beanbag than sit on this couch.
Hey, beanbags are comfortable. Shout out my beanbag under that blanket.
Hey,
yeah.
No, beanbags are comfortable, but I'd rather sit on a beanbag than sit on on that couch. It could be the nicest, softest couch in the world, but that gorilla, it's so off-putting.
Yeah, it is very off-putting. If you take the gorilla out of the picture here, this looks like a very comfortable couch that I would probably be
I
giving it a
agree.
7.
Yes.
But with it obviously being there, the whole idea behind it, it's a 2.
I don't know if
Oh,
I'd even really give it. I don't know if I'd give it a 7 even outside of that. It'd probably for me be.
a shag couch is
It
not
probably
good.
yeah. It probably for me would have been like a 4.5. Like before that, add in the gorilla, I'm giving it like a 2.5. Like maybe even a
I'm
1.5. Dare I say?
I'm gonna give this like a 2.2. It's not good. Like shag carpet is nasty. It's kind of like shag not well yeah, shag carpet is nasty. A shag couch is gross. Like anybody who's had a shag carpet knows that vacuuming that, cleaning all that up is disgusting. Add that onto a couch, I would be mortified to see what I find on that. So
Yeah, what are you rating?
2.2. 2.2.
2.2. Okay.
Not because of the gorilla, but because of the shag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can say about the gorilla, I mean, at least he has a view of the TV to watch the Steelers and Reds flop every single game.
Yeah.
That's the only positive. That's the only positive.
Because clearly, he's going to enjoy the downfall of the Steelers this season, and I'm sure he's already enjoying the Reds with the way they've been performing.
I know I am.
Thank you for watching us rant this whole episode. This has been a fun rant, hasn't it?
Yeah, we appreciate everybody who takes their time out of their day to watch this, even if it's not even the whole thing, even if it's in pieces throughout the day. Like, we appreciate all your time.
Yeah. Watch or listen. We do appreciate you guys. But again, if you haven't already, if you are listening to us on Spotify, make sure you follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you haven't followed us on Instagram or TikTok yet, make sure you follow us there. But yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah. With that, I've been Aiden. This is Peter. This is Levi. We're from the couch. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Thank you guys. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Oh, okay, all right.
I thought this part out. I thought
you said I was going to intro.
Just start it over, brother.
No, it's okay. I got it. It's okay. I got it.
It's